So knitting socks using the magic loop technique, and we've just come to the point where we're going to turn the heel. So on this part we're going to be making the heel flap. So this is just completed on needle 2. Needle 1 I've done our normal stitches across on needle 1, but when we get to needle 2 we're just going to work on needle 2 and not be using needle 1. So we pull out needle 1 in the normal way, and then we're going to proceed on this needle as follows. And we're going to slip 1 stitch, knit 1 stitch, slip 1 stitch, knit 1 stitch, slip 1 stitch, knit 1 stitch, and we're going to do that all the way across. Until we get to the end. So there we are, we've got to the end. Now instead of taking our needle out and knitting in the round like we did before, we're going to turn our work around and just continue on this needle, on needle 2. And on the second row, we slip the first stitch purlwise, and then we're going to purl across the row. So not slipping any stitches, just a normal purl row across. So we're purling all the stitches that were slipped and all the stitches that were knitted. And we go all the way across. Like so. We get to the end of that row and we turn again, and these 2 rows form the pattern that will complete the heel flap, and you're going to repeat that however many times is indicated. Sorry, I got a bit enough tangle there for your size of sock. So for my size I need to do 13 rows, I need to repeat it 13 times, so both rows 13 times, so it will actually give me 26 rows. I'll show you again what I'm going to do. So knit 1, slip 1, knit 1, slip 1, knit 1, again all the way across, slip 1, knit 1, slip 1, knit 1, and those 2 rows form this pattern. And as I said, it was a bit confusing, but it's for whatever size that you're doing, you're going to complete those 2 rows, and we'll come back when you've completed the rows to the amount that's required for your sock. So we've got to the end of our heel flap now of doing the 2 rows, the slip 1, knit 1 and the purl row, which should look something like this. And you needed to get to the amount of rows that was required for your size. And I think I said I was doing the 13 or 26. So there's quite a good way of counting that, because on the slip rows, you can see a longer stitch here. So it's kind of easier to count them like that with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that's the correct amount of rows. So if you haven't been keeping account when you were doing them, that's an easy way to count them up. Okay, so we're now coming to the heel turn. This is where we're going to change it from being straight down the back of the leg sock and to coming out to make the foot here. So it's a little bit complicated, but you just need to sort of follow the instructions and believe, really. So we start by slipping 1 stitch and then knitting the required amount of stitches for the size of your sock. So I am going to do 14 for mine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, I've got to drop the stitch, so bear with me while I pick that up. This is a good lesson in trying to pick up your drop stitches. It's quite tricky on this sock yarn because it's so thin, but I just noticed there I had a drop stitch. There we go. Picked him back up. Right, let's just make sure. So I should have 15 altogether on here. So 2, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. Yeah, so 15. And then we're going to slip 1, knit 1, pass the slip stitch over. Okay, and then knit 1. And then we're going to turn the work. So we're going to leave these stitches on here, not work them for now. We're going to turn and start on the wrong side on the purl row, where we slip 1 and then we purl across. And we purl 5. So slip 1, knit, purl 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to purl 2 together and purl 1. So, and then we're going to turn again and do the knit side, where we slip 1 and then knit across until 1 stitch before the gap. So I'll show you where the gap is. So here's the gap where we turned before, and we're going to slip that stitch, knit the next stitch, pass the slip stitch over and knit 1. The stitch was on the wrong way around there. And then turn. Again, so we're on the purl side, where we slip 1 and purl across to 1 stitch before the gap. There's the gap, and then we're going to purl 2 together. So that one and the one across the gap, which closes the gap. And then we're going to purl 1. Turn. Going to slip the first stitch, then knit across to the 1 stitch before the gap. So they get each larger amount in the middle each time, and we're reducing the amount on the edges. So we then slip that stitch, knit the next stitch and pass the slip stitch over. Oops. And knit 1. And then turn. Put in a tangle. We can untangle this when we've got the needles back out again. And we're going to slip 1 and then purl across to the 1 stitch before the gap. There's the gap, and then take that one and the next one to close that gap and purl those 2 together and purl 1 and turn again. Slip 1, knit across. To the 1 stitch before the gap, slip that one, knit the next one, pass the slip stitch over, knit 1. I've just got into a big tangle here. Excuse me while I just untangle my wool. And turn. And slip the purl side, purl to 1 before the gap. Then purl 2 together, purl 1, turn, slip 1, knit. Do one before the gap, slip that one, knit this one, pass the slip stitch over, knit one, and you can see we've incorporated now all of the ones on the knit side. On your way back on the purl side, you don't slip this first stitch now when you haven't got any more, so you've only got the last row to do. So we're gonna then just purl straight across. To the one stitch before, and you've got that one to purl together, and just the one more to purl. There we are. So we've incorporated them all now, and you've made your little heel turn here, which is going to send us off this way now to be able to complete the foot of our sock. However, our next job is to join this part and this part back together so that we've got a circle. So we'll come back in a minute on another video and show you how to do that.